best walking shoes for city walking, and you guys go ahead and comment down below what shoes are you currently walking in. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section, and let's go ahead and just spark this video up. I actually had the idea for this video because I seen you guys really like my last walking shoe video, which is quite a minute. I'm not gonna lie with you guys, it's been probably over months now. Probably was last year, to be honest with y'all. So let me know if y'all want some more walking shoe videos. I can definitely make some more in this space. I just been kind of skeptical just because I've been seeing you guys like the running shoes and things like that as of late. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out what you guys exactly want me to post. But let's go ahead and get into this video and see what he got. I see some Brooks. I see some, is this Hoka? Saucony Asics. Okay. I don't want to say Super Blast off rip, but it looks like something of the similar. Maybe gel or something like that. Gel Kayano.
Potentially shouldn't wear certain shoes, and if you have foot pain, which shoe would suit certain conditions. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which shoe suits your feet for a long day of walking.
And y'all can see, man, he got the whole, I don't know if he's a doctor or a nurse, but you can tell he got the scrubs on. He even has like this whole like diagram of a foot up here, man. This is gonna be real valid, y'all. Real valid. Video will be down below in the description if you do want to see the video of the channel. But yeah, that's where we'll be at.
My top 5 tips to pick the right shoe for you. My name is Paul.
Cool.
I'm a British trained podiatrist based in Singapore.
Podiatrist,
and
okay.
I love creating educational content for you to help you find the perfect shoe for your activity and improve your overall foot health. This video is
sure.
I haven't been paid to feature any of
because we all know, if you're on this channel, man, you know comfort is not a luxury, y'all. It is a necessity, man. I'm telling y'all, once y'all get it, if y'all haven't tried a pair of comfortable shoes, man, once you do, I'm telling you, it's like you can't go back. Like you try a pair of New Balances, you try a pair of Asics, like some like real deal comfort shoes, not those shoes that are just like, what's an example, like Air Force Ones. I thought those were comfortable, but nah, those is not, like those don't even compete to, I'm sure, anything we're about to see on this list. So if you fit in that category, man, watch this video throughout.
To treat their foot conditions. When I recommend a walking shoe, often they're actually a running shoe, and that is because running shoes have such good technology in them which take away the strain away from the foot and ankle for walking long distances too. Particularly the geometry of the shoe, the cushioning, the rocker on the forefoot, even the way it's fitted.
Looks like maybe the Kayano 31s, 32s.
So that you can walk long distances without any pain or discomfort in your foot.
I don't think I want these captions.
Typically, I'd use these types of shoes for anything over 5,000 steps. For under that, I might use a lifestyle shoe or a sandal. The 5 most important things when choosing a great walking shoe, consider before you buy. Number 1 is going to be considering the terrain you're going to be walking on. Today's video is all about city walking shoes. So walking shoes suitable for concrete, pavement, and cobbled streets. But if you're looking for something to wear off-road or a trail shoe, let me know in the comments and I can create a video specifically for those types of shoes in the future. Number 2 is all about getting the correct fit. So you've got to know your size and you've got to know your width. For your size, you want a thumb's width in front of your longest toe, and to know if your current shoe is wide enough for you, you would take out the insole, put it on the ground, put your foot on the insole, and when you put your foot on the insole, you'll be able to see if there's any splay over the sides of the insoles. If there's splay on the sides of the insoles,
good tip. I did not know about that.
Too narrow. Number 3, I want you to remember that light shoes aren't always good shoes. Light shoes tend to be very flexible, easy to twist and flex in the hands. What that means is they tend to lack support, they tend to lack cushioning, and actually, at the end of the day, that's when your feet are going to feel much worse. A lot of people, when they travel, they decide to go lighter on the shoes. Instead of lighter on the hair shampoo, the conditioner, they should definitely consider taking a heavier shoe. The heavier shoes tend to be more supported, they've got more cushioning, they're going to look after your feet on those long days when you need it. Number 4, having a shoe that is versatile. You don't need 5 pairs of type of shoe like you need 5 pairs of lifestyle trainers. You only need one. If you get the right one, You can do your shopping in it, you can wear it for long walks with your family, and you can even do it to conquer all the walks overseas. Often people say they look too bulky to wear different occasions, but I can promise you that if you know you're going to walk long distances, wearing this type of shoe is going to take the strain away from your foot, ankle, and your calf. And
This is Pod 5.
Man, I agree with everything he's saying, man. I try to create similar videos too, put you guys on game on sneakers. So if you do like those type of videos too, where you can get like just consistent game, because I do post on a consistent basis 2 videos a day, make sure you hit that sub button, y'all, because I'm really posting at least the game videos 3 times a week for sure at the minimum.
They walk 20,000 steps a day for 10 days when they're only used to walking 3 to 5,000. They do that in a really bad shoe. They come back and they spend the next 3 to 6 months seeing a podiatrist or a physio because they are in so much pain.
Really? I have never got to that point.
Finally, number 5, typical walking shoe will typically last 700 to 1500 Ks. That could last a couple of years. So even though it's
How much?
the expensive end with the 1500 Ks, that podiatrist or a physio, because they are in so much pain. Finally, number 5, typical walking shoe will typically last 700 to 1500 Ks. That could last a couple
700 to 1500 Ks.
of years. So even though
How much
it's an
is that?
expensive end, they will last a long time and they are good value for money. So choose a good shoe for when you know you're going to be doing a lot of walking. So today I'm going to go through my...
That not even just when you're doing good walking, y'all. I really recommend. I know some shoes can be expensive, but the always thing I say on my channel is that even if you spend like, let's say $150 on a shoe, which may be more than people are more accustomed to paying. If you, let's say you buy this shoe, you're gonna have a shoe that's not only gonna last, but it's also gonna be one of quality. So you're definitely gonna have some nice durability, comfortability, and things like that. So I definitely recommend to look at your sneakers as an investment, because you wear sneakers on like a day-to-day basis, and you don't always need to have the most pair of sneakers. I feel like it matters more to have a quality pair than to have all these other pairs that are just kind of lackluster and don't really have that like durability and like whatever you would want in your sneaker for sure.
top 6, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll know exactly which shoe you should wear and why. I'm going to start with the most cushion shoe, and I'm going to work towards the most stable shoe.
So we got the Hoka Bondi 9.
The Hoka Bondi.
Actually, I've never got one on the channel, y'all. A pair of Hokas. Let me know if y'all want a Hoka on the channel,
It is suited to
because I do purchase sneakers every single month. So yeah, if you are new to the channel, or even if you're not, if you're like a returner, make sure to leave a comment down below of sneakers you guys want me to go ahead and purchase and get on the channel for a review, because I definitely will go ahead and cop. Because today, actually, I'm gonna get some new sneakers. I wrote them down. I'm gonna get the New Balance 740. I'm gonna get, what's the other one? The Adidas Handball Special. And then the last one was the React X Rejuvenate Slides. That's like, I saw you guys like the clog version, and that video is doing really good. With the Crocs Echo Wave, just like some of the best clogs currently. But yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys want in the future. I definitely will go cop.
If you have a high rigid arch, you have pressure points on your heel, on your forefoot.
I wonder what type of arch I got on my foot.
Lots of nice soft cushioning, so that takes the force, it absorbs the shock every step you take, reduces.
It's a lot of stack. I wonder if this is a max cushion sneaker.
They look quite bulky, they look quite wide, but they fit quite narrow. So their standard fit is a bit on the narrow side, so if you do have a wider foot, I would suggest going for the wide fit, and they do option of an extra wide. So in the ladies, that's a 2E fit, in the men's, that's a 4E fit. And if you're a lady with the bunion and an extremely wide foot, you could get the men's version, as they do come in quite neutral colours, and get that 4E fit for the bunion. This shoe I would recommend for people who have like forefoot pain, like metatarsalgia, you've got a plantar plate tear, maybe
way above me. I don't even know what he's talking about. Yeah.
Stiffness, then this could really.
I wish he would break it down a little bit so we know exactly what he's talking about.
Rocker here. What that does is, as you want to transition onto toe off, it makes it a lot easier. As you push wet through, you'll feel like you're getting pushed forwards, and by pushing you forwards, you're going to spend less time on that painful area of your forefoot, allow it to heal faster than it's being injured. So
good to know.
Great for forefoot conditions. Just consider this: if you do have a flat foot, a pronated foot, then a max cushioning shoe may not be good for you. When you have a flat pronated foot, your foot excessively rolls in, and you're at risk of medial ankle pain, you're at risk of arch pain, and even plantar fasciitis. And having this soft cushion shoe, when your foot rolls in, it will compress and your foot may roll in further, putting excessive strain on the inside of the ankle. So again, that's something else to consider. The next shoe we have
Really?
is the Brooks Ghost Max 2. And this
Ghost
shoe makes me
Max,
quite
okay.
excited because
I've heard quite a bit about this, but another sneaker brand I haven't got on the channel.
who are suffering with big
149.
Want to get your name
149 is not bad.
off the internet?
I know Brooks is one of those newer companies too. I'm actually really excited to see what this one got to offer.
Toe pain is caused by regular gout, or whether it's caused by hallux limitus, which means like the big toe is a bit stiff, hallux rigidus, which means the big toe doesn't move at all, or you've had a bunion surgery and they've pinned your toe and it now doesn't move, then this shoe is going to be really
That
nice
is
for it.
crazy. That
Again,
sounds
like
so
the
crazy.
Hoka Bondi, it's got this rocker. Not only does it have the rocker, it has a stiff forefoot, and then it has a thicker heel to forefoot, and quite a big one at that. So your foot is sort of in this position. It's pushing you forwards. The stiffness means that actually you transfer your weight to the toes very easily and quickly. The shoe doesn't bottom out. And then as you push onto the forefoot, it will propel you on much quicker with much less energy, taking that strain away from your big toe joint and allowing it to not become overloaded. So if you do feel big toe pain at the end of the day, usually in other shoes, this is going to be a great option for you. With Brooks,
For
their shoes
sure.
are great because they're really deep, so there's lots of space. If you put a custom orthotic in, it will fit nicely. There's loads of space in there. It also comes in a wide toe box. So like the Hoka Bondi, it comes in a 2E and a 4E for men. It comes in a 2E for women. But what's different between it and the Hoka is that it fits wide. So actually their wide 4E feels that bit wider than the Hoka. And it's a bit more rectangular in the toe box.
So for all my wide foot people, man, check out a pair of Brooks Ghost Masks. I think these are also good running shoes as well.
Again, because it's another
If I'm not wrong.
shoe, if you have an excessively pronated foot and you do experience big toe pain, you've got to watch out, because as your foot rolls in and you go towards toe off, this could compress a bit, putting more strain on the inside portion of your joint, which could irritate it. So if you do have that excessively pronated foot, it might not be perfect for you. Maybe we can talk about one a bit later on in the Asics Kayano, which might work a bit better for you as well. Now we're going to move on to our neutral shoe, the Hoka, another Hoka, the Clifton. This is has always been a bit of a fan favorite.
Oh, it's Clifton 9s.
Because it's a lot lighter than
144.
You know, it probably weighs sort of 20-30 grams per side, sort of less than that. So it's a nice one to take traveling. It again has the nice rocker to it, so it's got that smooth transition onto forefoot. You get that nice propulsion feeling. One thing to know,
Kind of all of these have the rocker except for the one on the right.
If you're a bit older or a bit unstable on your feet and you're not used to being pushed forwards, it could lead to that feeling of a bit more instability. So if that's you, maybe steer away from it. Something less rocky, more stable, maybe like the Brooks Addiction, which we'll talk a bit more about later. So this shoe does feel like quite nice and plush underfoot. I would say it's good for someone with like a medium size arch, maybe somebody who doesn't really pronate excessively, doesn't supinate excessively, and to be honest, like doesn't really have much foot pain. It's not a shoe
I feel like it'd be really interesting to have him examine which shoe is best for me.
Put loads of miles in, and
I wonder if I overprognate. I feel like I sometimes get like pain in like the middle of my foot. I don't know if y'all have the same thing too, but I sometimes feel like when I'm walking, I feel like especially like from the gym or something like that, because I wear like super flat Vans. I don't know if that's the reason, but I feel like I get pain like, let's say this is my foot, it's like towards the middle section. I don't know if you have ever felt that. Let me know if you have ever felt that, but yeah. I feel like that'd be pretty dope. I heard Hoka does something where they also like kind of test where you overpronate and things like that, and they kind of give you a shoe that matches. I feel like that'd be super dope. And I feel like sometimes you don't get enough education on things like this, because I feel like sometimes we just think, oh, it's just a pain that people have, or like, oh, there's no fix for it. But I feel like if you actually go out and do the research, there's always going to be find a way.
Sometimes shoes rub on it, plenty of space in there for it. If you've suffered with Achilles tendinopathy, I would stay away from the Hokas. They only have a 5mm heel to toe drop. What that means is the heel is 5mm thicker than a forefoot, but we want the higher the better for Achilles tendinopathy, and so we see an 8mm heel to toe drop in the Asics Kayano 32s. We see a 12mm heel to toe drop in the Brooks Addiction. I think an 8mm in the Saucony. The Hokas aren't the best for Achilles tendinopathy, and because it's got a soft midsole.
Achilles tendinopathy. That sounds crazy. I can't even say it myself.
Maybe be okay for a bit of light metatarsal head pain, but if it's really quite sore, then I would go for one of these two instead. Then we've got another shoe which excites me, and this is the Saucony Tempus. This is the Tempus 1, but there is a Tempus 2
Tempus,
now.
okay.
Shoes. This is a moderate
What,
stability
59?
shoe. A lot of people, when they go for a moderate stability shoe, they might go for the Asics GT 2000, but personally, I think this is a bit better. I think this is better because it feels lighter. They use a slightly different foam.
Wait, people go for this in what situations?
It's a moderate stability shoe. A lot of people, when they go for a moderate stability shoe, they might go for the Asics
Oh,
GT
moderate
2000,
stability.
but personally, I think this is a bit better. I think this is better because it feels lighter. They use a slightly different foam to what they use in the Asics range. It feels firmer when you're walking in it, and I actually quite like that. It gives a lot of stability for how light it is.
Okay.
It doesn't have as wide a base as the Asics Kayano, so the Asics Kayano is slightly wider through the arch area, probably giving more stability and support.
One thing I do want to say though is, how do y'all feel about sneakers that don't really have a good appeal? Like, do you guys feel like you can only wear a sneaker if it has like that lifestyle wearability? Or do you think you can compromise on that wearability for some extra comfort, stability, or whatever your needs be? I feel like, me personally, there has to be a good balance, especially if I'm going to spend that much money on it. There has to be a good balance. Like, it has to have at least a bit of style where it looks like something that's not just for running. Like, it looks like very lifestyle, wearable, and just things like that. I feel like that's always been a thing with me. But yeah, I feel like that's the only reason why I really haven't jumped the gun on running shoes yet.
Quite high here.
But then again, I didn't really do research until now, y'all.
Feel that support, but if you have that wider arched foot, you probably won't feel the support through the arch as much. You might compress.
What I would probably go for though is probably the Asics.
Narrow.
Asics Gel Kayano 14s.
Sort of like knit upper around
Something like
little
that.
toe and the big toe. They've got this tape which seems to be trying to stop it from wearing out, but actually I found that rubbed on my little toe quite a lot, so it does fit quite narrow, and then they don't seem to offer a wide fit. It's a bit frustrating, but if you have that narrow foot and you're looking for a decent amount of stability, then you'll definitely get that with the Sauconys. It's a really nice looking shoe. It's lightweight. It's very comfortable to wear as well. So now moving on into the stability range, we've gone from Saucony mild stability. Now we're going into the Asics Kayano 32s.
32s.
We'll also touch on the Asics Kayano 31s, the previous models. This just came out about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I love the Kayano 31s as a walking shoe. I genuinely use them all.
Using the right weight matters. The body pod lets you easily.
Y'all, I don't know
understand
really
what
too
is
much about the
weight
32s, y'all. I can't lie.
that will help.
All the time. If I went on a trip and was doing a lot of walking, I'd wear them pretty much non-stop. I had a bad ankle sprain and I wore them too. The 32s so far do seem decently comfortable.
164, multiple widths.
Talk about, so I'll just get my Kayano 31 out. Okay, so the 31s for me, so they have a 2mm thicker heel to forefoot. So in the new one, they've put in 2mm thicker through the forefoot area, which feels a bit more comfortable under the forefoot, but it's lost as much of its rock. And I really liked its rock because my ankle, I didn't have the range of motion of my ankle. And if you don't, then the 31 is going to be really good for you. If you've got stiff calves, then this is going to be super nice for you too. I found the 31s just
What does
so
a stiff
easy to
calf
wear
mean?
for long periods of time. So having that 2mm thicker heel to forefoot gives it more rock. It also, having more rock is really good for plantar fasciitis, and I'm going to explain it in the most simple way I can. If you've got plantar fasciitis, your plantar fascia's like medial band runs from the inside of your heel to your big toe joint, and as your big toe elevates, it engages your plantar fascia, it stretches it a bit like an elastic band. And so if you have a nice rock, then your big toe doesn't have to sort of pull as much, and I believe that doesn't pull as much on your plantar fascia, and it actually improves your symptoms. So having a nice rock can help with plantar fasciitis, and I think the Asics Kayano
Plantar fasciitis.
So the Asics Kayano 32s has a slightly different upper, which is a bit tighter, and it does feel slightly more narrow than the 31s to fit. But after a couple of weeks, it will stretch out. Just initial feel, it does feel a bit tighter. The stability aspect of the Kayano 30 or 31 is very similar. They've got this 4D guidance system like through the arch, or a firm piece of material through the arch here, okay? What that does is when your foot rolls in, your arch tries to flatten, because it's firmer, it will push back stop it from happening as much, so it can be really good for medial ankle pain, especially after long periods of walking in the day. You might feel some like pain towards the bottom of your foot, the inside of your ankle, or the arch area. If that's the case, then the Kayano can really help to relieve that pain a lot. Toe box wise, the Asics have more of a tapered toe box than the Brooks. If you have a wide foot, even if you go to their 2E or the 4E, they still have that tapered shape. Whereas if we look at the Brooks, it's sort of a bit more of a rectangular shape, and you get a bit more width out of the Brooks. If you wanted same stability that the Kayano offers, you could look at the Brooks Adrenaline GTS 24. They'll offer a bit better width in the toe box. And now we're going to go to literally a very
I don't think I've heard of this one.
They have a ladies version. So this
Brooks
is
Addiction
but they also have
GTS
I
15.
have one in my hand here, the Brooks Aerial, and they're very similar shoes. They're very stable shoes, and they're a slightly heavier shoe, but very firm, and they're going to offer a lot of support in different places. So I often recommend these to my patients. Maybe if my patient's like 6'4" or like much taller for their size and they're quite bulky, I tend to recommend this shoe when they need that bit more support. So I'll give you an example. I had a guy who basically tore his whole plantar fascia, and he needed a lot of support, and I put him into this shoe. And as soon as
I know what that is, but it sounds crazy.
Because it's so firm and supportive. It's got these guide rail systems on the inside.
I wonder how you tear a
so
foot.
When a foot tried to collapse, there's just no way it can. It'll push back. This combined with a custom insole is literally unbelievable for those heavier people. We've also got a guide rail on this side too, so if you've had ankle issues, if you've struggled with ankle stability, you've had loads of ankle sprains over the years, then this is going to give you so much support when you're walking. It's literally going to feel like you're wearing a brace, and often that's what you need if you've had that type of injury. This comes in a 2E and a 4E for men. The Aerial comes into a 2E as well, and people always say to me, Paul, when I wear this shoe I feel like I'm swimming. And it's not just the width of the toe box, it's also the width across the arch that you get. So if you do suffer with like lymphedema, or you've got a bit of swelling in your legs and your feet and you're struggling to fit into any shoe, you're not going to have a problem with this shoe. This shoe is so deep, so much space in it. Even if you put an insole in, there's loads of space in it, and it's going to feel really comfortable, not compressive. It's not going to compress on the top of your foot either. So there's so many great things to say about this shoe, and I genuinely think it's great for walking. Probably the worst part of it is that it's heavy, you know. But the thing is, you need it to be heavy to be that supportive. The patients at the start, they're like, oh, Paul, they're a bit bulky, they don't feel that comfortable, but I can tell you that they can walk further than they ever did in this shoe. They find it really comfortable. So yeah, it's a fantastic option for those heavier people that carry a bit more weight, that want to lose the weight but have foot pain. This should be on #1 on their list.
Good to know.
So that is
Brooks Addiction.
Shoes that I've covered.
Heard a lot of new shoes that I have not heard about before.
Shoes. These are really good for people with flat
Especially
feet,
Brooks.
excessively pronated feet. This is very good for somebody who has a moderately pronated to excessively pronated foot and a flat foot. This is probably not for a flat-footed person. Maybe someone with a little bit of an arch but a little bit of pronation as well. Even someone who's got a neutral foot could wear this shoe too, and they'd find it super comfortable. This is for like neutral foot, maybe slightly pronated, slightly supinated. This would be great for them. This is for a high arch foot or somebody who's got really stiff big toe pain. It's going to be ideal for them. And then again, high arch foot, because it's going to reduce the pressure you feel in the heel and the forefoot. So yeah, these are my 6 top shoes for walking. I hope you found the video helpful. Do you have any questions?
Very helpful. I feel like this video was very informational. Let me know if y'all want some more like videos that are more more technical. I feel like this video was definitely more like technical in the way that kind of broke down what each sneaker was for, like in breaking down, okay, if you have high pronation, this is what shoe. Okay, if you want more support, this is what you should wear. So let me know if you guys want more videos like that, even some videos that I can create by myself on my channel. Let me know what you guys want in the future. Make sure to leave a like if you found this video helpful. And with that being said, you guys, if you guys do want to see some more like top 10 lists like this, top 5 lists, I have all videos like that. I have videos on everyday lifestyle shoes. I have videos on running shoes. I have videos on just basically anything. Check it out right here for some unlimited inspo.